I don't know if you guys have heard of someone called Johnny Somali, but Johnny Somali is someone out there that's making absolute waves in the worst possible way, and it makes me infuriated. And I'll explain exactly why. Why? It's because it's completely avoidable, but it's our fault. It's your fault mainly. It's my fault, kind of, and it's platforms' fault like Kick, Twitch, YouTube, all that, their fault as well. And I'm going to explain that to you in very, very excruciating detail momentarily. But we got to get into some sauce. Johnny Somali, Johnny Somali is facing some harsh prison time, which is a very, very good outcome that I was hoping for to maybe put an end to all this garbage that has become of streaming nowadays. It used to be just dumb, ugly, fat dudes with mustaches talking about the business. All right. But now it's gotten a little too crazy. So make sure you subscribe before we get into this. It's very important to share this garbage. But I want you to take a look at something real quick. It says Johnny Somali faces more jail time for playing North Korean propaganda in South Korea. Johnny Somali could be facing even more charges in South Korea after the controversial streamer reportedly played North Korea propaganda in public. Are you surprised? No. The drama involving Johnny Somali, real name Ramzi Khalid Ismail, has been nonstop since the streamer entered South Korea and is now facing serious jail time. Thank God. And here is what has basically happened. For weeks now, Johnny Somali has been hit with numerous legal issues due to his streams. So far, the content creator has only been charged with obstruction of business for a chaotic convenience store stream, but that hasn't stopped him from continuing to stir up trouble with more charges looming. Now, there's so much to this story, but let me get out front of this real quick because this is something that frustrates me. It frustrates me to no end. Johnny Somali would not exist in any way, shape, or form if it wasn't for platforms and a little bit of the viewership propping up these streamers in insane ways, putting them on the front page, giving them awards for doing stuff similar to this. And it's always about one-upping each other. It's always about one-upping each other. Let me give you an example. iShowSpeed became extremely well known for doing stunts, very dangerous stunts, inside his, I guess, apartment or hotel or house or wherever he lived at the time. You know, catching the place on fire, blowing stuff up, and just increasingly topping every stunt and going viral each time. Okay. This exploded his career to new heights. So much so that he was on every damn screen. Now, here's the issue. That's fine, I guess. It does encourage younger people that looking to get into IRL streaming. It encourages them to do dangerous shit. Okay, but is that necessarily not okay? Well, here's the issue. iShowSpeed went on an interview and told a lady, implied to her that he was going hypothetically to grape her. And there was nothing she could do about it. And no one really cared, right? Oh, well, he's just young. Maybe you're right. He also was caught stealing millions and millions of dollars through false copyright claims on tons of YouTube channels through a shell company. YouTube forced him to apologize. That happened. A few months later, he got the Streamer of the Year award. And now he's the most famous streamer on the planet. Now, look, that may not be a bad thing. It may be a good thing. It may be a neutral thing. Maybe apologize. I understand there's a lot of variables at play here. The issue is when people see these people put on the front page over and over and over again, breaking stuff, harassing people, breaking into homes, they're going to one-up it. They're going to punch people, attack people, all in the name to get completely and utterly famous and on the front page of their streaming platform. All the way up to people facing prison time or people dying as a result. And it's platform's fault. They should not be propping up this kind of content, regardless of if you agree or disagree. I think we can all agree that somebody punching people or attacking people or stealing cars should not be on the front page of any streaming platform promoted to everyone, encouraging them to do the same for fame or clout. Copycats exist for a reason. But that doesn't stop here. Let's continue with Johnny Somali. It says, as explained by law-based YouTuber Legal Mindset, Somali could have been hit with more charges for blasting North Korea propaganda. It says this post by Johnny Somali could earn him additional charges of up to 7 years in South Korean prison, particularly as the eyes of Seoul prosecutors are now watching his every move. Okay. South Korea's National Security Act, especially in light of his repeated use of DPRK propaganda in public places, both online and in person. This is referencing an Instagram story by Somali featuring the North Korean theme. See, this is the issue. Is he doing this because he thinks it's funny, or is he doing this because he just wants to? No, he's doing it because he thinks it's going to make him famous. He's watched other streamers harass, attack, or do other things that are abhorrent. So he's like, I'm going to do something very, very edgy and abhorrent that could hurt people or get people attacked or something, obstruct something, do anything possible to create a stir so I become famous. And then I'm going to get a deal with all these different streaming platforms. And he may likely be right. Only if he avoids prison time. And that's the caveat, right? If he was doing this as a joke once, they're probably not going to do anything. The problem is he has repeatedly done this, not just once, but multiple times. He played North Korea propaganda on the metro, on the bus, various places. He's gone all around making North Korean statements. Although Mindset doesn't believe he'll be charged for being a North Korean agent, the National Security Act makes it illegal to distribute propaganda and try to start conflict. Here's the issue. People are so used to Western culture, right? Oh, I'm so used to just doing whatever I want, wherever I want, because in America, you can pretty much do anything you want. You go to a country like South Korea, they don't play around. They don't play around. No, you're not going to Japan and dressing up as your waifu and you think everybody you're going to fit in. No, they hate you. They hate you. I'm going to go where I belong, Japan. No, you just like anime. You're just a weeb. That doesn't mean you belong in Japan, you silly bastard. That's another story for another day. But still, to use to Western culture. It says Somali first got the attention of the country's parliament after he kissed the Statue of Peace, a monument meant to memorialize victims of sexual slavery by Japanese forces during World War II. The streamer was subsequently banned from leaving the country as authorities investigated him for alleged drug use, a crime that comes with a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison. Woo! That's not all. Somali could also be faced with 7 additional years in prison for using deepfake AI to depict himself kissing Korean streamer Bong Bong. However, despite all these potential charges, Somali is confident that he'll be able to leave Korea without any time in the slammer and return to the United States. Ishmael notably left Japan with just a fine last year due to his antics in the country, even admitting to lying to the judge about not making money from his broadcast. Bro, here is my opinion. Lock him up for at least a year. At least a year. I'm tired of dudes harassing people that are just trying to make ends meet every single day because they're trying to get a few likes and a few subs and get some clout. Throw them in prison and it will stop. Throw them in prison. I don't care where you're at. Throw them in prison. If you're breaking the law in some way, shape, or throw them in prison. Because in my opinion, in my personal opinion, if you are doing something openly nefarious, like harassing or stealing or something to that nature, in public, okay, that's one thing. But doing it on camera in a way to get online attention, that should make the charges more severe, in my opinion, because you're just doing it for even a shittier reason, not because you even want to. You're just doing it because you're a terrible person and you belong behind bars, in my personal opinion.